More fun than go to the pub.
Depends who it's with. For what you need to know, when you need to know it, listen to Newscast every day on BBC Sounds.
France still riding high and
The Six Nations, Scotland against France.
we're ready.
Tomorrow at 1, live on BBC One and iPlayer.
We're at Windsor Castle for a very special episode.
Now the BBC News at 6 with Sophie Raworth in the studio and Clive Myrie in Dubai.
At 6, after 7 days of war here in the Middle East, Donald Trump says he wants Iran's unconditional surrender.
It says the region's energy producers could shut down their exports within weeks, doubling the cost of oil and sending prices soaring.
Well, airstrikes are continuing here in southern Beirut throughout the day and throughout the night. We've just had one in the last couple of seconds.
Also on the programme tonight, managed to operate on a patient who was 1,500 miles away in Gibraltar using a robot.
BBC London, nearly a year to the day after student Alia Mohammed was killed after a van crashed into her at speed in central London. The driver is jailed.
Hello to you. We're live here in Dubai, where the glittering lights of the gleaming tower blocks all around me belie a Middle East that's in turmoil. Just a narrow waterway separates our position here from the shores of Iran, where the 7th day of war has seen more heavy bombing from Israel and America. In the last hour, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has condemned the unlawful attacks across the Middle East and said it's time to stop the fighting. Today alone, the Israel Defense Force says it struck 400 targets inside Iran. With all the latest developments, here's our chief international correspondent, Lise Doucette.
Here at the border, you can hear regular airstrikes from the Israeli Air Force, intense bursts of machine gun fire much closer to the border too. Israel says this is the first phase of its operation in Lebanon, and it's also building up a much larger military force along the border.
So, Sophie, 4 men were arrested just after 1 a.m. this morning in London and Hertfordshire.
Because you do your recovery here, and do you know what I mean? I'd have had to have had an escort to fly over with me, which means my partner would have had to have taken 3 weeks off work.
No. Now, the opening ceremony for the Paralympic Winter Games in Italy takes place tonight in Verona.
World's finest Paralympic athletes get ready to showcase their skills on the snow and ice. Sally Hurst, BBC News, Verona.
Let's have a look at the latest weather now. Elizabeth Rizzini is here with it all. Hello.
Thanks, Sophie. Well, it was cloudy, plenty of heavy rain around, colder than yesterday by around 10 degrees Celsius. Turn quite unsettled again, though, into next week. You see weather app. Sophie.
Elizabeth, thank you. That's it from us for now. I'll be back with the latest at 10 right now, though. It's time for the news where you are. Goodbye.
And evacuation orders have been issued for a vast swathe of southern Lebanon. Israel's army said today it had approved the continuation of attack plans against Hezbollah. It's described Hezbollah's decision to join the war as a strategic mistake. Israel's military might has never resolved the conflict here over the ruins of previous battles. Lucy Williamson, BBC News, on the Israel-Lebanon border.
Well, that's it for now from the team here in Dubai. I'll be back at 10 with the very latest. But now, over to you, Sophie, in the studio.
Clive, thank you.